Why do you feel fat, bloated, and unhealthy? Well, the reason is you've been eating bad food for years. You've been packing muck upon muck for years and years and years. And if you're like most people, you've tried different diets. You've tried Atkins or the Zone or whatever else you've done, and you've packed protein upon bacteria. Not to mention the fact every time you breathe in thousands of chemicals. The United Nations has done a study and found that the air in Mumbai, India, is the equivalent of smoking 8 packets of cigarettes a day. Can you imagine? So, not to mention the fact that you're stressed, you've eaten when you're tired, you've had stress from family members, you've eaten food that's incorrectly combined for your digestive juices, and all these poisons that you breathe in to have to be stored in fat cells. And not to mention you've got family and children. But the main thing is the poisons that you've taken in from what you've eaten, drunk, breathed and put through your skin. And even your cosmetic products have probably been unhealthy. In fact, the FDA in America says that the average shopping trolley has over 100 toxins on it just if you've been through the fruit and vegetable section. Fruit and vegetable. You've got pesticides in your body that don't break down for decades and sometimes even centuries. There's been studies as far back as the 1970s that have found up to 99% of the population in the US have significant levels of things like DDT. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's a very, very toxic pesticide. Even Agent Orange, which was used in Vietnam, it's called dioxin. It's been called the most deadliest toxin known to mankind. And unfortunately, people don't die a pleasant death with this. They break down, their nerves break down. You've got horrific things inside you. You're full of poison, you're full of illness, you're full of elimination, you've got viruses and bacteria that are below the surface. You may have even heard people say that everybody's body's got cancer in it at one time. It's just a matter of when it gets out of check. If your immunity is low, then things are going to be proliferating. So if you want to know why you're tired, why you're bloated, why you're unhealthy, you haven't done 2 things. One, you haven't detoxified, you haven't cleansed from your body. And secondly, you haven't shifted that to the point where you've begun to create a lifestyle. Because secondly, you need to transition where you start doing things regularly. And I guarantee you, your friends and your family are tired and exhausted. And people come and see me all the time. They say, oh, Will, why am I the only one who gets this? And I'll tell you why you're the only one suffering your problems. One, because you're unique, you're special, you've got your model of the world. But secondly, your friends and family don't tell you. They really don't. They will tell me when they see me. And I can see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in a week. And I can tell you 99% of people are exhausted, they're tired, they're pushing through the day. So if you're listening to my voice now, I empathize with you. But if you turn to the next video, the next audio, CD, depending on how this is distributed through the internet, then I'll encourage you to give you some strategies that we can do to immediately shift this now.